Testing. You could hear me the whole time? Oh, well, that's awkward. Alright, I have to keep the headphones on because if I don't, what'll happen is the mic on my computer doesn't pick up very well and there's a lot of reverb. So that's why, in case you're wondering, that's why I have it. A massive Kahoot. Um, we could do that at the end, but there's no way to view it because I'd have to put something on the screen for you guys. Unfortunately, I don't have the software to project what's on my screen so you guys can see yet. Um, I want to do that in the future, and that way, we could do more stuff like in the classroom. We can have more fun, do more stuff, and I could just do the notes kind of like a presentation online. So, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, my phone will definitely work, William. Uh, all right, so guys, I'm gonna be going over stuff. I can see the chat. There is a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna go over things, and then if you don't understand it or you have a question, if I don't see it right away, just understand that I may have seen it and the video's catching up. Okay? Yeah, I know OBS is free, but I have a really, really crappy laptop, buddy. So I appreciate it. My computer's coming though. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's a little bit early, but we're just gonna review. Again, I'm going to try and show you guys things I think would be really good for you to write on that little piece of paper, that scratch paper you get. Again, the more you can dump, like right off the beginning, you get that paper, you dump it onto your paper, the less chance, all of a sudden you're in the middle of the test and, you freeze, you blank. This way you guys can watch, not watch, but keep going back and looking at your own notes that you're producing. So it's not cheating, it's not doing anything, it's just giving yourself a reminder so that you're good to go. All right, so this should look familiar. All right, and I'm having trouble because the video again is catching up. But you see the chart here, national, state, and local. Now, this is one thing I again highly recommend putting on the on your little piece of paper. So what I would like you guys to do is take about a minute. If you have your own paper, great, write it down. But we're going to keep going little by little, okay? So if you could, or in chat, we'll just do it in chat actually. Tell me the four executives. So national, state, county, and then town or city. If y'all can type that in, if you can type that in chat, that would be awesome. Go ahead and do that. While y'all do that, I'm going to write. And again, you guys know I have horrible handwriting, so, we're going to bear with me. I see some good ones. Yeah, guys, I can see your messages. Keep going. Good. We're missing state. Where's my state and where's my town and city? I want the executives. Give me all four executives if you can. Give me all four executives. Jeffrey, you're missing one. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey, you're missing one. You're missing my city and town. Or no, you're missing county. You're missing county. I apologize. All right. So, as you guys can see, we got national executive. There's our president. Okay. If he dies, or at least his second in command is on the same ticket, we have vice president. Then we go over to the state. We have governor, his second in command, lieutenant governor. You see over here at the top, there's two different types. Well, there's three different types, but town and city go together. County has a manager. That's optional. Then you have the city and town, which has the mayor. Okay? Again, sorry about the bad handwriting. All right, go ahead and do the same thing for legislative. You can just type it in chat again. Give me the national legislative. What do we call them? Bonus points if you give me the houses. Give me the state legislative. Again, bonus points if you give me the houses. County, city, and town. I'll take my chance. The idea is maybe at the end, if you want to watch the video or you write this stuff down, I'm trying to show you things I would do if I was taking this test again all over. So if you guys have questions too, I'm looking at the chat while I'm writing or trying to. So please just let me know, okay? Good. And if you hear my dog, I apologize. I'll get her on stream at the end. She's being a brat right now. Man, y'all got this down. It's really nice. And you guys are really quick typers. Okay. Hey, I love how you guys give a hard time for being a try hard. I would really appreciate you trying hard tomorrow. My one corny joke of the night. If you guys don't want to type, you don't have to. Okay, I was just doing it for interaction. All right. So hopefully I got this in the camera shot. So with our national legislative, it is Congress, and the two bodies that are in it, we have the Senate and we have the House of Representatives. Again, I have really bad handwriting. I apologize. What? Okay, a little weird in chat. Um, General Assembly, we have the Virginia Senate, we have the House of Delegates, and then for county, again, that's my top one, like over here at the very end, we have the Board of Supervisors and we have council. Okay. One other thing I want to hit on, I kind of forgot to do this, the jobs of each branch. So since we're on, this is basically separation of powers as well. We can cover two in one. Executive, their job is to enforce or execute the law. He's carrying it out. There's three different ways they could say it. I can't predict which words they're going to use. We didn't have a baseball game today. So just know executive, enforce, carry out the law, all the same thing. Legislative's job is to make the law. And then down here, we have judicial, it's interpret the law. Interpret, okay? So executive, enforce, legislative, make, judicial, interpret. All right? Go ahead and do the courts if you could. They're really, really easy, so pretty much everybody could type this one. Go ahead and tell me the judicials if you don't mind. Tell me the judicials. Go ahead and tell me the not all the courts, guys, just the judicials. So what's the national judicial? What's the state judicial? What's the highest court? Oh, you guys. Oh, okay. You guys are going all out. There you go. It's kind of funny. I get to see how much I move my hands. It's really weird. All right, you guys got it. So at the national, we have regular Supreme Court, okay, U.S. Supreme Court, if you want to. At the state level, we have Virginia Supreme Court. Virginia Supreme Court. So those are the two highest courts, okay? Again, I would really write this down. This is something, it's all in your packets, so you don't need to, write it down the second. You guys can go look at it. But, yeah, okay? Now, you notice there's an X under the local. Why is there an X under the local courts? Because what type of court system do we have? What type of court system do we have? Go ahead and type that in chat while I clean this up. What type of court system do we have? Yeah, guys, I do like the chat interaction. Some of you guys are doing a really great job with it, but please, let's keep the name calling and everything to a minimum. Let's not do that. Nice. Not too party. There you go. Good. Yeah, it's dual. Okay. Now, a lot of you get this mixed up with bicameral. Bicameral is two houses. When we were showing you the General Assembly and Congress, that's bicameral. I'm glad you remember that. But when we're talking about courts, it's just another word for it. It's dual. Okay? Dual. So, simple mistake, not a big deal. It is dual. I still see people typing bicameral. Okay. So the next thing I want to do with you guys on stream, the next thing I would think would be really quick and easy to write down would be this. So, these 5 numbers are the only numbers you need to know for my test. When you get to math, okay, hey, more power to you, do all the numbers you want, but these are the only 5 numbers that should be answered tomorrow. These are the only amendments we went over all year. All right, so let's see. I know I've been practicing with you. What's the First Amendment all about? Now, let's go in order. I see people trying to cheat and do the ones they know. What's the first one about? Number one. What's one about if you had to do it? All right, I see somebody writing it down. Good. I'm writing them down just so we can go over them really quick. All right, so number one, we got our First Amendment, and that's all of our freedoms, okay? Freedom's the key word. Most of you guys do a good job remembering three: speech, religion, press. All right, but then we forget the other ones: petition and assembly. If you see a picture of a group together and they have a sign saying like, let's just say equal pay for everybody, okay? They're marching together peacefully and they're protesting. So they're kind of doing assembly and petition. The SOL's thrown that curveball at kids before. Every time you see that picture or something like it where it's a group and you're trying to figure out is it assembly, is it petition? It's assembly. Good. Good. I see y'all writing it down. You remember, good. It's going to be assembly. If they have like a little clipboard or you see a little, people signing stuff, petition. They're protesting something. Most of you guys got it. Religion, church, something about, somebody's church or mosque or anything like that. Press, newspapers, TV, radio, speech, things we say, as long as it's not dangerous speech. Okay? All right, let's do five. All right? Five has one purpose. All right? You got to be more specific. Don't just say due process. You guys got to know it's national. Okay? We have two different court systems. It is national due process. I wouldn't care, but the SOL will care, and they're gonna make you pick. So I need you to know that national is due process. Just think of it this way: which one's bigger, national or state? It's gonna be national. So meaning that national comes first. 5 is before 14. All right. So just keep that as a little trick to remembering that. All right, 10. Go ahead and tell me what 10 is. All right, 10. No, not state due process. Ooh. 10. State rights. Good job. Very good. That's why we're doing this, for the people that say I don't know. It is state rights or state powers. Okay? It could be said either way. We call them the reserve powers. Essentially, anything the national government didn't get, the states got. Driver's license, marriage, um, schools, education, all those things that states are in charge of are because of the 10th Amendment. So basically, it just means that the states got the leftover powers, but instead of saying leftover powers, they called it something nicer, reserve powers. All right, so we good so far? Reserved for the state, correct. All right, 14 has two things. 14 has two things. Tell me both. 14 has two. Good, good, good. Most of y'all got this one down pretty much, so. All right. So, 14. It's our citizenship amendment. I mean, anything that deals with citizenship pretty much defined by the 14th Amendment. We've gone over that a ton. All right. Um, it's also state due process. So if you go to a federal court, Let me ask you this question. If you go to a federal court, you steal mail from the United States Postal Office. They don't let you make a phone call to your lawyer. Which amendment would you make sure you call and say, hey, they're violating this? You go to a federal court. Which amendment do you want to call saying like, hey, you're violating this amendment if they don't like treat you right? Good, good. If you go to a state court, 14th is your person, okay? Again, if you don't remember what due process means, it means protection against unfair government treatment. Protection against unfair government treatment. Good. Y'all got it. Y'all good. Very good. And the last one, which Anthony liked to yell at, typed out right at the beginning, income tax. Number 16, income tax. I see a question. What's the Jabez? If you guys aren't understanding something, all right? I'll tell you what. After I finish this one, type your questions if you need me to go back to either federalism or you need me to talk about these amendments. All right. So good. These are the 5 numbers I would write down tomorrow. All right. So at this point, does anybody have any questions? All right. So far on the 2 things we've covered, on the 2 things that we have covered, does anybody have any questions? Kyle, I think what I'm trying to do, buddy, is show you what I would do. I would write this down if you are having trouble remembering it. That's why I'm trying to show you like the 5 numbers. I would write these like as soon as you get your scratch paper, I would write that down. On the chart for the school board, they go under local, but county. The only time they would ever ask you a question about school board would be like, who makes ordinances for about school policy? It'd be school board. I'll talk about principles. I saw that. I'll talk about principles. 14 was citizenship amendment and due process of the state. So state due process. And good. I like that y'all are helping each other too, okay? 14th is the citizenship amendment, meaning it defines citizenship, everything we do with it. It also does state due process. The SOL, I can't predict what words it's going to use. I don't know. Um, and if you guys missed any of this so far, like if you got here just now, it should be what is the word? Archiving. So once I stop the stream, if you just click on, you should be able to see it like basically like if somebody uploaded a video, it's permanently uploaded to YouTube unless I delete it. So that's where it should be. Okay, so using big words. So far with these things, I can't think of a big word they would use to throw you off yet. Okay. Um, so so far you should be good as long as you've just been getting at this stuff. Okay. All right. So all right. So what I'm gonna do now, I got requests to do documents and principles. I'm gonna do my shortcuts on that I think can help you, and then we'll go there. Okay. So I'll do documents and I'll do principles. Um, Nick, if the other comments are showing up, buddy, you could try and refresh. Um, but I'm repeating anything important. You're not missing much if I'm not repeating it because either they're giving each other a hard time or they're just saying the answers. So do the hard stuff, please. Well, everybody has a different interpretation of hard stuff. All right, so documents. Here we go, okay? I'm going to give you some keywords here. You tell me what document it is just from the keywords. Give me a second. So we're doing documents. All right. So this, guys, is fine, okay? All right. So the first thing we have here is Englishman. I just want you to tell me, just from knowing that word, what document should it be? Okay. You see the word Englishman? It should be an automatic go-to for one of them. All right. This one, you see the word rights. Blank, model for blank. They both have the word rights. Okay. That's how you can remember it. It didn't freeze. It didn't freeze. I'm going to do everything, guys. I'll do whatever you want, okay? Um, and then the word weakness. Which one would you associate with weakness? Go ahead and type them in. I can see your answers up there, so go ahead and type them. See number one you guys already got? I'm not going to stop reviewing. I'll just have to turn off the chat, unfortunately, which kind of hurts the interaction. Good. I see you got 1 and 3 so far. Nobody's done number 2 yet. You guys got 1. You guys got 3. What's number 2? Nobody. I haven't seen an answer for number 2 yet. We're talking about documents. No, no, not a model for the Constitution. Nope. It's got to be about rights. There's half of it. Somebody got half the second answer. I'm not going to turn off the chat. You guys are participating. That's what I like. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. So, Englishman, as you guys said in the chat, is the Virginia Charters for the Company of London. Englishman, London. Englishman, London. Englishmen come from London. And I wrote that really bad. So then our word rights, okay? We got the VA Declaration of Rights. Very good. And then it's the model for the Bill of Rights. Both have the word rights in it. We got weakness. As soon as you see that word, failure, weakness, all comes to mind. Articles of Confederation. Didn't do pretty much anything right. All right. I didn't turn anything off, guys. You're fine. All right. Anyways, so make sure you guys kind of had something similar to this. All right. Um, these are my clues that I like to use. You know, I'm open to it. You guys got something better, great. I'm just trying to tell you, you know, this helps me think about it. Uh, delay seems like it's getting even longer. I want to make sure you can see it. Okay. So again, I apologize for the bad handwriting. Now the next one, the 2 documents that everybody always mixes up every year. Okay, are these ones: Constitution and Declaration of Independence. So they're the 2 that always get mixed up every single time. All right. The 2 questions that you usually get with the Declaration of Independence is the one keyword, and I already see somebody asking about it. Okay, grievances goes with declaration. Good. You see that word? I just think of the JV song. You know, got 99 problems. Grievances means problems. We were telling British, here's all our problems. Okay? The only other thing they ever ask about the Declaration is really about certain unalienable rights. And that is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All right, they're not going to say life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. They don't plan on seeing that. They're going to say certain unalienable rights. All right. So what I'm saying is that's it for declaration. If you ever get stuck on a document and you can't remember it using all the clues we talked about, the answer is going to be Constitution. Okay? Constitution. So, Constitution's pretty much the one you should always guess if you ever get stuck. It provides the structure of our government. And I know I was having you guys answer, but this one's just, it takes a lot to write. It's the first document, law document, to say, all men are equal. Okay, and it contains the amendments in it. It contains the preamble in it. The Bill of Rights is in it. All of how our government works is in it. Constitution. This class is about the Constitution. Exactly right, Kyle. When in doubt, you choose Constitution. All right. That's a good breakdown too, Jabril. What you guys have, okay? I'm gonna get to political parties, Julian. I actually made sure I went back and looked at that just so I can make sure I got it all for you guys, okay? But like I said, this whole class, civics, is about Constitution. If you have to guess between these two, guess Constitution. All right? I can do whatever, guys. I got another hour, okay? We're gone through a couple subjects already. All right. All right, let's do the preamble really quick. Preamble's at the beginning of the Constitution. Type in chat. What is the most important phrase in the preamble? What is the most important phrase in the preamble? Good. Good. Some of y'all are getting it. I'm probably not going to take a break, Garter. I mean, I can if you guys really need me to, but I want to try and get as much done as we can because I said 7:30 to 9. Yeah. Good. We the people. Most important phrase. We the people. Oh, I forgot to do principles. All right, I'll go back to principles in a second. We the people is representative of what phrase or what principle? I mean, what we the people is part of what principle? You're right. We the people. Yeah. We the people is what principle? We the people is a part of what principle? No, okay. We the people. I'm sorry. Listen what I'm saying. Okay. What principle? I'll write it down in case you can't understand me. Maybe it's foggy. What principle? Not preamble. Not preamble. Principle. There's 5 principles. Yeah, I got it. We the people. I got that much, guys. We the people goes with what principle? Hey guys, I'm gonna have to start removing people. Okay. You guys can't handle it. Okay. Yeah, you guys are starting to be inappropriate. This is last warning. Okay. Don't make new accounts if you're gonna just be rude. I asked you guys be respectful towards one another. I'm taking my time to help you guys. So please stop. Okay? If you have nothing nice to say, just get off the channel, guys. Okay? It's that simple. I can turn off the live chat. So again, guys, just be respectful. That's all I'm asking. I'm seeing if I can remove certain people here. Sorry, my computer's also locking up a little bit. Like I said, it's not that good. If it does freeze up here, I'll be right back, even if it does go down. So I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Um, so yeah, it's all locking up right now. All right. Um. Anyways. Um. All right. So as I was saying, all right, now I got it. It's back to normal. So the principle was democracy. If they do we the people, they're going for democracy. If you put a consent of the governed in there, I get it. It makes sense because power, people are the source of government power. The one difference I would say with that phrase is that they're usually talking about like they'll ask for the people gave the government the power. All right, so that's what they're looking like. Okay. No, I can't review actually in class. I can review with my first and second period. I cannot. Uh, I can't review with like my third and fourth period who's taking the test tomorrow. I'm not allowed to. Okay. so So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys to tell me, I'm going to say a certain thing. You tell me what it goes with. What preamble phrase? All right. Or I'll say the phrase, actually. I'll give you guys that one. Common defense. If you had to sum up common defense, one word, what do you guys got? So let's do it over here. Common defense. These are your preamble phrases, and then I'll do principles. Good. Good. Military. All right. Let's do the next one. All right. Blessings of liberty. Tell me what blessings of liberty is. It's the preamble's fancy way of saying what? Blessings of liberty. What's blessings of liberty? Attaboy, Cameron. Good job. Yep. Freedoms. Good job. Freedoms. All right. Let's do the next one. I'll give you another easy one, or not an easy one. I'm not gonna say any of them are easy. Establish justice. Establish justice. There you go. Good job, Jabril. Nah, not cops. Not cops. Nope, not there yet. Court system. It's our courts. All right. So we got these three. Okay. So we got command, common defense, military, blessing of liberty, freedoms, established justice courts. Okay, just those three. Let's do the other three really quick, and then I'll go back to principles before I forget, because I know I will forget. All right. So, who shot JR? Dallas. Next one, ensure domestic tranquility. What's going to be ensure domestic tranquility? What's going to be domestic tranquility? Good. Police, cops. That's our police. Yep. Okay. Police. Promote the general welfare. All right. Health. Like, give me some examples. That's what I'm looking for. Peace, health. Yes, that's right. Hospitals. There we go. Hospitals. Okay. So we're talking what? Hospitals. You got firefighters. All right. Those type of things are going to be um, that you're promoting the general welfare. All right. And then the last one, form a more perfect union. Form a more perfect union. Garter, since you asked, ensure domestic tranquility would just be like our police, keeping the peace here. All right, so this last one, okay? Form a more perfect union. It's not treaties. Good. Be better than Articles of Confederation. Um, so basically, they're trying to fix it from the Articles of Confederation. Not just a better central government, just more like the country working together. Because when the Articles of Confederation were around, they didn't get along. Um, they, fought with each other. All the little states just acted like little separate countries. Um, so they were like, okay, we got to be better than that. The police associated one is ensure domestic tranquility, promote the general welfare. That's our hospital ones. Oh, I didn't write it down then. Promote the general welfare one is our hospitals and such. All right, so that's like hospitals, firefighters, like trying to keep us safe and healthy, safe and healthy, if I can talk. And then form a more perfect union. That's the states working together. All right. So that's the preamble, really there, really quick. I'm gonna go back to principles because, like I said, I would. Is there any questions about preamble? General welfare again meant health, safety, our well-being, things like that. See, I don't want you to think public safety. All right, police are supposed to keep the peace, so that's ensure domestic tranquility. Promote the general welfare is like trying to keep us healthy and like safe from natural disaster, more so like firefighters, hospitals, things like that. I am going to get to economics. I'm doing the civics thing. If you want to wait till economics, I would say come back in like 20 minutes. I'll get to that. All right. So I promised I'd do the principles next. All right. Um. All right. So let's do this one. Okay. What is the key phrase for limited government? Type it out. What's the key phrase for limited government? What little phrasing are you looking for? I can do that stuff, guys. Yeah. It'll unfreeze. Good. Not all powerful is good. All right, rule of law. Everybody's got a what? What's rule of law? Everybody's got a what? I'll do the court stuff too. I'll do the court stuff too. Not everybody has a day in court. That's not what. Don't go, Jabril. You're mixing up stuff now. All right. Don't just stick with everyone equal in the law. Good. And then democracy. And then we have representative government. What's the key phrase? There's two of them actually. Representative government. You should be looking for two words. What's the key phrase for representative government? I don't want to show you the board yet until yeah, there's a delay, guys. So I'm trying to talk as I'm writing down the next answers. Some of y'all close. All right, some of y'all got both actually. So elected office holders for representative government. Okay? So elected and then office holders. They might not be in the same sentence, but if you see one of them, you know it's representative government. Okay? So it should flip in a second to where you can see it. Hopefully, I don't know if the voice is going ahead of the screen or whatnot. All right. So, nah, people are the power's not there yet. You're getting a little ahead. Okay. The two that everybody always mix is up: consent of govern and democracy. All right. So hopefully you guys can see that answer. Okay. So democracy is really simple. Literally, all it says, if you even go to the PDF file that that tells me what I have to teach you guys, it really just says people rule. Consent of the governed, people are the source of government power. So you're looking for more like it's saying that I will get to new stuff once I finish the subject, okay? So let's finish the subject and then we'll do new stuff. And yes, it is a double-sided whiteboard. That's why I was writing. So democracy, people rule. Consent of the governed. Again, you need to picture basically them giving you an example of like the people wrote the Constitution, therefore giving the government its power. It'll usually explain it a little bit more. It's really tricky. It is, okay? It's hopefully it'll be a little bit more obvious on the SOL. You're looking for keywords like source tells you it's consent. So, yeah. Well, you could mix them up, but they're gonna mark one of them right and one of them wrong. That's why I'm telling you. There's just no easy way for me to tell you. There's no little trick that tells you the answer every single time. So, that's all. All right. So that's principles. Um, I hope they don't, Cameron, but I have no clue as I get black mark all over me. Um, I don't know. Okay. Um, all right. So, really quick, the amendment process. I'm not even gonna make the board for it. I'll just, you can type in chat what you want me to do next. But amendment process. Amendments are really hard to do. What's the word they're gonna use? They're not gonna say really hard. Why is there only 27 amendments? Because why? Why are there only 27 amendments? Complex. Good word. Yep, it's complex. All right, so complex. That's all. Yeah, you guys got it. All right, there's 27. It takes two-thirds. It takes two-thirds to propose, three-fourths to ratify. Ratify being a fancy word to approve. Okay? So, um, I'll do checks and balances next. Well, I have people asking for political parties too. Um, in your packet, they have a good page where it already has them broken up by charts that says 6A at the top if you look at it. Um, I think I should do political parties because at 8:30 I want to switch to economics and try and get as much economics as I can done, okay? So I see what you guys are asking, all right? To propose is two-thirds, three-fourths to ratify. All right. So there's four functions of political parties. All right. See if you can list them all. All right. Four functions. So this was one whole unit right here. Four functions. What are they? I think it might have froze. Did it? Okay. There it goes. It went back. All right. Recruit, nominate, watchdog. Good. I see them. All right. Good. Some of y'all got this down. Some of y'all really got this down. It's really impressive. You guys are doing good. Monitor, office holder, same thing as watchdog. You need to be prepared. They might say monitor, they might say watchdog. It could be either one. All right. Fundraising, no, we ain't there yet. Fundraising is going to be about like um, campaign costs. All right. So this is just the first thing, the four functions. All right. All right. So next thing we're going to do, what is the one difference? Should be really, really easy. The one difference. What they're probably going to do on the test for the functions is they're probably going to give you an example, and they're going to say which function is being carried out by the political party. So that's how they're going to get you for that question, most likely. I'm going to get the campaign finance reform in a second. It's platform. Platform. Okay? Ideas is good, but it's going to be platforms. That's what they're going to say. There's definitely a delay on my side, so it's really hard trying to keep up with you guys. Now, I don't know why they decided to do this, but the functions is different than how they're similar. So functions is things they both do, and then there's four ways they're all similar. Go figure. Um, so what are the four similarities that they have? So again, this is technically a different unit or different section, but you're gonna see a lot of the same things. So they're different by their platforms. How are they different? Or how are they similar? I'm sorry. How are they similar? All right. So I wanted to make sure I wrote these exactly word for word. Some of y'all got it. Wow. Some of y'all really got it. Okay. Randy, their questions, I only know what it's from the release tests, so I don't always know, okay? Guys, come on, let's focus. So they obviously want to win, but how do they win? Well, or how do political parties are similar? So let's start from the bottom. Influencing public policy, all that means is like if you're a Republican, you are going to be for gun rights because that's what Republicans are. If you're typically a Democrat, you're usually for tighter gun laws because that's typically what Democrats are. So the political party does influence. It can't force that candidate to do that, but typically that's what it means. Okay. Um, like I said, focus on this. Let's go. Come on. You guys got tomorrow, okay? I want to make sure you guys are ready. Win the middle. Most of you guys said that one. Good. You remember that. Okay. Most of us, rest of your parents are going to be in the middle. They might lean liberal. They might lean Republican or conservative, which means they're Democrat or Republican there. But they're going to be in the middle. You have your way out to the right. You have your way out to the left. Okay. I'm not. It was just. I was just using our particular issue to prove a point, Garda. Okay. So I'm gonna just stay on topic. All right. So we have reflect both liberal and conservative views. So even if you're a Republican, you still might have liberal views. Even if you're a Democrat, you still might have conservative views. That's really all it's saying. And then we got right up here at the top again. They both want to win. I don't know why they need to say it twice. One under functions, one under similarities. All right. Um. All right. Let's see what you guys remember. I'm not gonna write this one down. I'm gonna start doing the campaign finance stuff. Um. What do we have to detect? We're watching the news. What are we detecting? What word? What's the word we gotta look out for? The thing we're looking out for? That favoritism word. What's the word that means favoritism? Good. Good. Very good. All right. So we gotta detect bias. What do we have to identify? So when Mr. Peel showed you those posters from World War II, or you see like a sign saying vote for someone, those are all forms of what? So we have detect bias. We have to identify what? What do we have to identify? Good. Propaganda. So our job's to identify propaganda. Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button. Our job's to identify propaganda. Um, uh, sorry. I had to cough, guys. My bad. Um, what do we separate? Separate what from what? Our job's to separate what from what? Separating blank from blank. Again, this is us. We're watching the news. We're separating. Good, Sultan. Good. Facts from opinions. Very good. I think you guys are gonna do awesome tomorrow. Um, what's if I'm watching the news? Am I gonna go to Comedy Central or am I gonna go to CNN? Oh, somebody already beat me to it. I was gonna say evaluate our sources next. Ruth beat us to it. All right. So if you're like trying to figure out what's a good place, you need to evaluate your sources. You're not going to get good news from Comedy Central. You would go to CNN rather, okay? Because that would be the better choice, William. In this case, you're wrong. All right. What does the media have to do? So the most of them you guys got. Emphasize selected issues, identify our candidates. But what's the one thing you guys always forget? So they have to write blank, they create blank, and they publish blank. Media, what do they got to do? All right, we're on the next question. Let's go. I skipped over broadcast different viewpoints. I'm hoping you guys already know that. But yes, the media does have to broadcast different viewpoints. All right, some of y'all got it. So good. They write editorials. That means they're writing their, opinion based on facts and what they see. They create political cartoons. And they publish op-ed pieces. All right. Well, if you don't know, it's not a big deal. That's why we're going over it. Good. Good. I saw a lot of right answers. Op-ed, I'm gonna mess up. I always think it's opinion editorial, and it really stands for something else. um, it's just another type of editorial, essentially, um, that they do. All right, so I'm gonna move on though, okay? Because generally, what they're gonna ask with this question is, they'll give you these three, and then they're gonna say, okay, so which one of the following answers doesn't belong? These three, and then there'll be another answer, and you just pick the one that's not one of these three. All right. So, um, all right. So now we're on to campaign. Oh, one question I forgot to ask you from a while ago. Why do we have third parties? What's their purpose? And then we're gonna do campaign finance. I should get some water. My wife refuses to buy me bottled water, and I don't like drinking from the tap. It'll be multiple choice on the SOL, yes. Very good. Introduce new ideas. Correct. Or focus on one issue ideas also works. Grab myself some Mountain Dew. No, I already had my share for today. You know, gotta get ready for beach season. See, all that Chick-fil-A helps with that too. Anyways, so we're on spending, okay? And there's really two big things that come into here. I'm going to translate this into lobbying. So we are going to get to lobbying here in a second, all right? Nah, my wife is awesome. All right. So, um, we got PACs and we got interest groups. You guys always mix these up. PAC stands for Political Action Committee, an interest group. Okay? So on this side, these are the people who only want to give money to, they're like the people you hear, like friends of the Republican Party. And they're just giving money because they want a Republican to get elected. Okay? Well, these guys will give you money, such as like the NRA or Greenpeace, but you gotta vote a certain way. Greenpeace isn't gonna give money to somebody who's saying like, hey, let's cut down a ton of trees, because that's the opposite of what they want. They will only give money to candidates who vote, let's protect the environment. Okay? NRA would be another one. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. So what Jabril wrote down in chat's pretty much right there. Koch brothers are almost on another level, William, but let's not even get into that for right now. All right. So what do we call trying to fix this? So because of all this money being spent, they're doing more campaigning or more fundraising. Okay, because who has an advantage? Actually, you know what? Before I get there, who has an advantage? Who has an advantage here? Who has an advantage? Because of all this money being thrown in there, who's got the advantage in an election? What type of person? Good. Wealthy. All right, good. All right, and I see some people already posted the answer to my other question. Um, campaign finance reform is the word that to try and fix it. I'm probably spelling it horribly wrong. All right, and basically, what does that mean? What does campaign finance reform mean? Randy, dude, come on, focus, buddy. That's the key word, limit. Okay, limit. So, limit, good job. All right. So they're going to limit the amount of money, okay? All right. The next one, Electoral College. You're fine, Randy, man. I just want to make sure you pass. I know you're smart. All right, Electoral College. What do we use that to do? Okay, what's the Electoral College for? What's the Electoral College for? What do we use it to elect? People can donate money, Luis, yes, without being in a PAC or interest group, okay? All right, good. Some of y'all caught it. It's not just elect president, okay? It's president and vice president. So the Electoral College. So it's president and vice president that gets elected. What type of state do you want to win? Now, they're not going to say big state. What's that word where all the people live really close together? Good, dense. All right, so far this is what we got. Dense meaning together, really tight. Sparse meaning spread out. So we go to vote, and a slate of electors is chosen. That's the exact words they use. And these electors then use our popular vote to determine what way the state's going to go. How do we get the number for the state? So how do we get the state's electoral number? What plus what? How do we get the state's electoral number? And yes, you are right, Jarrell. Sparse states count in tight races. Nah, y'all trying to guess ahead of me. I ain't doing winner take all yet. Good. If you're gonna say the whole thing together, it's congressional representation. But if they write it out, we're talking senators plus reps. So we got senators plus reps. All right. Good. Good. All right. So, Electoral College, when you go and win a state, once you're at the actual election, now primaries, what they're doing right now, that's not the Electoral College, so please don't mix that up. So when we go to elect the president, and let's say, since you guys like mentioning Donald Trump so much, he wins Virginia. Virginia's worth 13 electoral votes. He gets all 13. Why does he get all 13? Why does he get all 13? I'll do the votes in a second. What phrasing does he get all 13 in? Good. All right. So winner take all. Now, as some people already alluded to, we got 270. Um, that's how much you need to win. You got 538. That's how many. That's how many there are total, and it favors a two-party system. Okay. See, I was already ahead of somebody there, trying to jump ahead of me. So it favors a two-party system. All right. So we already got that. All right. It's a little bit past 8:30. I said I would do economics at the very end. If you really need me to go back and some of y'all want to stay, I can do it other stuff then. If I didn't get to like separation of powers or anything, okay. Um, but again, that's in your packet. So I'm going to do some economics. All right. It favors two-party systems. The Electoral College favors two-party systems. All right. So, all right. A lot of economics is just vocab, okay? So, I'm going to write some keywords. It may seem simple, but you guys never know when you don't remember, okay? All right, what about these three? You guys stay till 11. I ain't doing that. All right, tell me in order if you can. Tell me in order if you can. Good, 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 Jabril. No, not consumer sovereignty. Wrong ballpark. Nick, you're good. Cheeseburger, you got the top? No, you went out of order. Guys, just don't say anything to each other if you can. Be polite towards one another. Wealthy is a little bit off there, Jadarius. All right, so when you make a decision, you're just making a choice. You guys do that every day. Pepsi versus Coke, whatever. Determines price is supply and demand, as some of you guys saw. And then the thing that you give up is opportunity cost. All right, so next one I'm going to ask you while you guys, I'm going to make sure the camera sees this. Is essentially, think of the McRib at McDonald's, okay? They keep bringing it back. Why do they keep bringing the McRib back every year? All right, it's not, it they take it away and then they keep bringing it back. Why do they keep bringing it back every year? What makes the most sense? Why would they do that? No, not okay. So the demand's high. Good, you got that part. Demand is high. So because the people want it, McDonald's keeps making more of it. However, they've gotten rid of things in the past because people didn't want it. So what phrase is that? So you guys got it. Demand spiked. Demand went way out. But there's other things that they don't keep making, and that's because people didn't want it. So through us, the customer buying it, they made more of it. What am I describing? I get people want it. There we go. So now you're getting it. So consumer sovereignty. Consumer sovereignty. Not opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is when you give up something. So if you had Pepsi and Coke and you chose Pepsi, Coke would be your opportunity cost. Consumer sovereignty is when they keep making something because it's like everybody wants it, so they keep making more of it. If people didn't buy it, they stopped making it. So, all right. So that's some basic terminology right there. The systems. This it's really simple. It's just how much government is there. If there's no government, type in chat what it is. If there's no government, I did some courts, Bradley, but I can do more at the end if I need to. I just want to do some economics, okay? So, if there's no government, what type of economy is it? Good. Okay. If there's like a middle, there's some government, but there's still like I still get to choose what I want to do. What's the next one? Good. And what's the last one where there's just tons of government? Tons of government. Good. Sorry, I'm just writing it down just so you guys can see. All right. So, as you can see, they each go up in government control. So we start off with free market. That one has basically none. They don't exist for that reason because there's always a government. We have mixed. Okay, that's a little bit both. And then we have command. So that's where there's just tons of government control, and that's more of like your communist type countries. Traditional could be on the test. Okay, traditional could be on the test. Um, so traditional is going to be like where you trade and barter. That's the thing where like your grandpa was a blacksmith, your dad was a blacksmith. Hey, you're going to be a blacksmith because that's just what you guys do. And it's typically more like think old days, where you use really simple tools. Pretty much traditional doesn't exist anymore unless you're more in an uncivilized part of the world. All right. So, um, sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just looking for something. Yeah, unfortunately, I'd probably have to look at it more. I mean, really, the only thing I can do, guys, at this point is just either I have to turn off the whole chat, um, or I have to, I can just keep ignoring it like I've been doing, and hopefully you guys could do the same. Um, so, um, I was looking at something Garda there for a second. That's all. Um, all right. So, anyways, let's just try turning off the chat for a little bit. All right. So anyways, I want to go over next. What was I gonna say? um, we did that. We did the types of economies. U.S. economy. We have private property. You guys know what that is. Like you own stuff. You have ownership. Um, you have what else is there with that one? We already did consumer sovereignty. I mean, we already know. You know what the U.S. economy is like. Um, so we have that. Business ownership. All right, so we have three types. All right, there's three. You have one owner, and that's going to be your proprietorship. Again, I apologize for the spelling ahead of time. You got two owners, or two or more, I should say, and that's your partnerships. Then you have your bigger companies, okay? All right, and that's your corporations. I'm gonna put it up on the board here so you guys can just get a feel for that one. Now, there is one missing here. If anybody can think about it, I know you can't type it now, but there is one missing that I didn't say yet, and that's going to be the one who comes up with all the ideas. That's like if you watch Shark Tank, you have Mark Cuban, all these guys, they are the ones who take risk in search of profit. And that's how they're going to describe them. So that's why I'm writing it down back here. Risk or profit, and that's going to be our entrepreneurs. Man, I really am bad at spelling. All right. So we have, okay, I re-enabled the chat, by the way. so maybe people left. We'll see. We have the three types here. Proprietorship, one owner. Partnership, two owners. And we have corporation, which are our bigger companies, okay? And then on the back, again, risk in search of profit. Risk in search of profit. That's going to be our entrepreneurs. So these are the people who take all those risks. Bill Gates, an entrepreneur. Mark Cuban's an entrepreneur. You have your famous ones from back in the day, Rockefeller and all them, okay? So, is there anything with economics in particular, guys, you want me to cover? I don't want to just go down the list. I know I said till 9, which is coming up in like 10 minutes. Federal Reserve. Oh, God, I hate that thing. All right, Federal Reserve. All right, let's do this. Oh, gosh. Okay. What's the nickname of the Federal Reserve? What is its nickname? Type it in chat. What's the nickname? All right, good. Its nickname is the Banker's Bank. However, if you put government bank, that's not horrible because when the government needs money, they're the one they go to. Okay? How many districts are there? How many districts? Think of your Hunger Games. Good. Very good. 12. Good job, guys. All right. So what is their job? Remember all the pictures of the sinks that we showed you in the notes? What is their what is the main job of the Federal Reserve? Good. You guys are on point. You guys got this. Antoine, man, like, can y'all just focus and stop trying to act like you guys are the biggest, baddest people? All right. So, all right, they regulate our economy. They keep the value of our money. So every year they have to guesstimate how much money has been destroyed, lost at sea, lost in fires, whatever, and they replace that amount. Because if they put too much money back into the economy, the value of our money goes down, which means if you take $1 bill to, England, you're only going to get like 80 cents worth of your dollar. And instead, if our economy is doing better than England, what would happen is we would actually get, say you take that same dollar, if the value of our money is stronger, we would get $1.20. So that's these guys' job. All right. So that's what the Federal Reserve's main job. Now, there are three ways the Federal Reserve can do its job. What are the three ways? Tell me how they can slow it down. Let's just do that one. Tell me how they could slow it down. Jadarius, before you say something, don't. All right. So, there's three ways, okay? How can it slow it down? What can the Federal Reserve do? Yeah, they do take away money, but how are they going to do that? How do they get the money out of the economy? Because they're not just going to reach into our bank accounts and take it. How does the Federal Reserve take out money so that therefore the value of our money is going to go up? It'll be harder to obtain money. How does that happen? There was three ways I talked about. No, nobody's got it yet. Interest rates is not the right word. It's a different rate. No, guys, not deposits, not loans. You're thinking regular banks. We're talking about the government bank. They're different. It's not gonna. They don't control taxes. Congress controls taxes. All right. So obviously this is one we're struggling on. All right. So, all right. Their job is that they could sell government bonds. What that means is they sell a government bond to me. Let's say I pay $100. Well, that's $100 I'm no longer spending in the economy. It's now taken out. They can raise the discount rate. That's the amount or the rate at which banks can borrow money. So if banks are borrowing at 2%, we can borrow money at 4%. But if they raise the bank's amount to 5%, they're going to raise our rate to 10%, which means now we're going to be borrowing less money. Or they could raise the reserve requirement. Banks, let's say they get to play around with 100 grand, or let's just say they play around with $1,000. So they can loan out $1,000 to anybody at any one time, whatever. If they tell them they have to hold on to more, now they can only loan out $100. That means there's less money floating out that's being spent. All right, so I'll do it again. Selling government bonds. That's like basically you're paying the government and they say we're going to pay you back later. But now whatever you paid for that bond, it's off the streets, no longer being spent. Okay? Then we have raise the discount rate. That's the amount of the rate at which banks can borrow money. And essentially, if they have to pay more to borrow, then they're going to charge us more, which makes it harder for us to get a loan, or less likely that we're going to get a loan. Raising the reserve requirement. That's saying like if your parents give you an allowance of $20, now they're saying we're only going to give you $10. They're going to keep more of the money. You have less to spend. There's less chance you can affect the economy. Well, that's what they do to banks. Hey guys, you can only give out $100 instead of the usual 1,000. Okay? So hopefully I spoke a little slower there and you guys got that. All right. I'll let it go. Bonds we don't really have to worry about for this. It's not going to be on the test. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to go in depth on bonds. I can't even think of what you're referencing, Kayla. Like I don't know. Um, so anyways, that's the Federal Reserve currency. Three types of currency. What are they? The three physical, well, not, they're not all physical, I guess, but the three types of currency that we use today. So we have one, two, three. All right. So three different types of currency. We've got coins. We've got Federal Reserve notes, which is really a really long and fancy way of saying dollar bills. And we have deposits. That's the money that goes straight from basically your parents' paycheck or my paycheck and goes straight to the bank account. So those are the three types of money. All right. Let me see. Is there anything else? You guys can type what else you need me to work on. it should be working, so let me know if it's not, or I guess you can't let me know. Um, you should be able to text, or not text, but write it in the chat. Tell me what you guys need me to work on really quick. So it's 9 o'clock. Time said I would get off. Whoa, where'd my chat go? All right. I see some of you guys getting off, like the numbers are going down. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, uh, one other thing. What should you do? Now, there's always one question about this. You're going to your career. You're trying to think about what job you should have. What's the first thing you should do? Okay, you need to figure out what you're good, what you're bad at. And the term for that is self-assessment. So you're figuring out, okay, I'm good with this stuff. I'm not so good with this stuff. You go from there. Um, you can figure out at that point. You then start making a resume. My kids, you'll be doing that after the SOL, in case you were wondering. So we would do it there. Trying to think of anything else here. You guys wanted me to do lobbying, correct? Lobbying. All right. So I'll do lobbying. If you guys want anything else, I'll refresh my page. Maybe the chat's just not working all of a sudden. Um, but so before I go, I'll definitely do lobbying, and then if I'll see if there's anything else you guys want. I just want to refresh myself really quick on lobbying. Make sure I say the right thing. Where did I put that information? Sorry, guys. I apologize for the wait. All right. So lobbying really boils down to just trying to. Yeah, I think my thing froze. Lobbying boils down to this, okay? You're trying to get somebody to agree with you. You guys do it all the time. You say, "Oh, but mom or dad, please, can I, have this or do this?" Whatever the case may be. Um, so lobbying is trying to convince, in this case, legislators, people who make the laws, to vote a certain way. That's what lobbying is. All right. So here's the sign. I'm gonna try and refresh my page in case anybody else is still here. I'm, getting ready to get off, but I'll try and see if answer any more questions. Don't go anywhere. Just give me like till 9:06. That way I can see if this is my page. So refreshing. There, it's all caught up. I enabled live chat. There, it should work now. Sorry, I guess I hit the little thing, but my page was frozen. That's why I didn't switch back. Sorry about that, guys. If you were trying to communicate, I apologize. All right, so lobbying up there on the board. Is there anything else you guys need help with that I didn't cover tonight? Again, the video will be on here, so if you want to watch it, you're more than welcome to. Um, tomorrow, unless you're my first and second period, I really I can't tell you. You guys can study all you want on your classes. I would suggest bringing your review packets, but I can't help you anymore once we hit tomorrow. So, any questions? Anybody got anything for me? I still see 43 people are on. Uh, All right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys have a good night. Um, work hard. Okay, study. Uh, I think you guys will be fine. All right. I really appreciate you guys going the extra mile. You guys can tell me in class or tell me tomorrow, what you guys thought. Anything could be improved. Um, and you guys have a good night.